Hello, YouTube friends, enjoyers of outdoor good times. We are back with another exciting edition of our Rifles and Shit series. And today we are going to do our next installment of basic upgrades, basic rifle upgrades. So the first one we talked about the concept of the basic fighting rifle, a rifle with no extraneous attachments, basically a sling, and that's basically it. Iron sights. I think a lot of people missed the point of that, or at least the general point I was trying to make, which I fault myself as the presenter. And it wasn't necessarily to be lightweight. It wasn't necessarily to be on iron sights. The point was symmetry and balance for fighting with a bladed weapon such as a bayonet. That was the point of that video. We'll put a link in the description if some of y'all missed it, want to go back and check that out. But that was the basic rifle setup. Now, that was really the second part in the series. The first part, we talked about the analog to the light support weapon or squad weapon, which was this one. I'll put a link to that as well if you're interested. But today, the point is, we're going to go beyond the basic sling and iron sight and go to what I would consider the next stage or the next upgrade. A lot of people wanted to come into the comments section of that last video, and that's great, and give their case, their argument for why they prefer a dot or an optic over iron sights. And I understand all of those arguments, I really do. So which is why we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about today, which is basically what everybody was suggesting, an upgrade to a light and an optic. And we're going to talk about this setup right here because I do think this is the next basic upgrade beyond sights and a sling, would be the light and optic. So this is going to be part 2 in the basic rifle setup series. Now, this is not my rifle. I borrowed this rifle for the purposes of this video because I may be wrong, but I think that this rifle probably represents the majority of new gun owners, maybe AR owners in general. Now, this one is empty. We're going to get in the habit of doing that because we do want to grow the channel and be safe, and also, you know, not get dinged by YouTube for stuff, right? So it's an empty rifle, it's safe. And so now I'm not going to belabor the point that this is a Daniel Defense. Some people are probably starting to notice I'm a little bit of a Daniel Defense fan. You can call me a Daniel Defense fanboy, that's fine. The point is not that I'm a Daniel Defense fanboy or I'm obsessed over that company. The point is I decided in my standard equipment I was going to standardize, and I picked Daniel Defense just like I picked Glock for most of my handgun needs. Does that mean I have other branded rifles? Do I have Rugers and stuff like that? Of course I do. I have Smith & Wessons, I have revolvers, but for my go-to main equipment, I rely on Daniel Defense and Glock. But that's besides the point. This right here is the M4 V7, and the basic upgrade would be the Romeo 5 from Sig Sauer, which I've found to be an excellent light. I know this light has been used because I gave this light, or excuse me, this optic to this person to use on this rifle. This used to be on one of my rifle setups, and I've come to rely on it. I can trust it. It always works. The shake-awake function works really well. The battery life is really good. I can rely on one standard AAA battery, which is a common use battery, and I really like this optic, and it's fairly affordable considering I have a what is it, a $500 Trijicon MRO, and I like this one more. So that is the basic red dot. Oh no, you picked that up? Oh, I thought I saw it. Yep, there it goes. Great little red dot. So the light is the Surefire dual fuel scout light. It's a 1000 lumen light. Now, one of the reasons you can definitely tell this is not my rifle is that it has a tape switch. I don't run tape switches on my rifles. I prefer to take them off and use the tail cap. Another thing too, all my setups have the light on the left side and not the right. This person just has it basically set up, but I'd say this is a basic, and I've said basic. We're going to have to do a count, take a shot every time I say the word basic. But basic setup, 16-inch rifle. Don't have to worry about any pinned and welded stuff like the M4A1 series, for example. The 14.5-inch barrel. So 16-inch barrel. It's still a versatile barrel. You can get some velocity out of it. You can get some good accuracy out of it. The Daniel Defense makes good barrels, and this is a great little setup for a basic setup. Now you can go, I really don't recommend for a hard use gun to go any cheaper than Streamlight. So I do have a Pro Tac on my go-to M4A1. The Surefires are known, they're tested, and they're rugged. So Surefire Scout Light. Now this one does have the backup. Those are the Magpul M buses, so pretty basic. This has the typical standard bird cage flash hider muzzle device, and it's a great rifle. Another thing you can tell is that this is not my rifle is that it has the stock Daniel Defense furniture on it, which I'm not a big fan of. I will admit, mostly out of aesthetics. The grip angle is actually pretty good, and I kind of like their grips, honestly. I just don't really like the way they look, and I tend to either run BCMs, and in this particular exception, the Magpul CTR. So pretty basic rifle setup. This is a great rifle. It does come with the rip and grip charging handle. It's not a Radian Raptor, but it's better than a stock. And this one has a blue Force Gear Vickers sling, which is probably one of my favorite slings out there. And it's a great little rifle. So that's it for part 2 of basic rifle setup. So I decided instead, some of y'all might have been waiting for the Mark 18. I said I was going to do the Night Fighter gun, the CQB gun. I decided to build up in levels of complexity. So we started with the basic fighting rifle in part 1, leveled up to a dot and a light in part 2, and I'm trying to decide if part 3 is going to be the CQB Night Fighter gun. It is the gun that has the most attachments in my collection. But we might find something in between just to keep the series going. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Should I try to stretch it out as much as possible, or should the next one be the last one with the CQB Night Fighter Mark 18? Well, I'm losing my voice a little bit here. I have caught something. We went to Disney World last weekend. Yeah, I know, Disney. And it's like Las Vegas. You can't go, it seems like, without catching some crud. So I'm fighting something here. So I got some Jewish penicillin, aka chicken soup, going in there. Homemade, homestead chicken soup. And so hopefully that'll cure that up, and I can come back and do some more video footage and content for you tomorrow. All right, that's it. Little neighbor boy staring at me. He keeps on hollering for my daughter. Talk about something I'm gonna have to worry about. All right, later.